192.168.1.1.5.906. This is the password. Okay, now we have a connection. We have a proper connection now. Okay, after connection, okay, so we have to write a one query to insert the image, right? So we have to write the query. So just create a query here. String query equal to, okay, so insert into, what is the table name? I forgot. Table name is EMP IMG. Okay, where is this? EMP IMG. Okay, so where the values should be, okay, question marks. Okay, because we need to create a unprepared statement, so that's why I'm writing that. Okay, see, after this, after creation of the query, now we have to prepare a one statement based on the connection na. So prepared statement is pst equal to new, sorry, connection dot prepare statement. Okay, where we have to pass our query. Okay, so after writing the prepare statement, now we have to insert the images, right? Now we have to insert the image. See, so when you are inserting the image, okay, first we need to create a one binary stream. Okay, we have to create a one stream to create a image. So here I am using file input stream reader. Okay, this is the new thing to you. File input stream, FIS or FID, anything. Okay, file input stream equal to new file input stream, and here, okay, here we have to pass the path of an image. Okay, we have to pass the, I mean, we have to paste path of the image. Okay, so first we need to, okay, use this file input stream reader from the IO package. Okay, import the file input stream from IO package. Now we have to pass a path to the image, right? So what is the path to the image? So image is located in the desktop, right? So if you want to see the complete path, okay, open this image in any browser. Okay, if you open this image in any browser, no, so you will get a one complete path, one absolute path for the image. Okay, so and I'm opening the image in the Microsoft Edge. Okay, click OK. Come on. Okay, see, so this is the perfect, I mean, this is the perfect path of the image. Okay, so this is the path. So I copied the path of the image. Now you can paste it. You can paste it in the, within the double quotes of the file input stream. Okay, so we successfully created one input stream to create the file. Okay, so file input stream is used to create a one file. Okay, one file. Okay, now we have to insert this file input stream to the database. Okay, so actually in the first column we have to enter the ID, right? We have to enter the ID in the first column, so that's why ID is an integer. So I can use pst dot set integer. Okay, set integer, and in the first column we have to add, okay, 101. Okay, so 101 is the employee ID. Okay, so here, okay, I want to store, okay, image, right? This is a input stream. Okay, so image is the type of blob. Okay, so we can see image, what is the data type of the image? Image is the type of blob that we created. Okay, so now, okay, we have to use something new. Okay, we have to use binary stream. Okay, set, we have something called binary stream. I think so, yes, we have a binary stream. Okay, so here we have to pass the column number, which is a 2, and FIS is our file input stream. Okay, FIS is our file input stream. Okay, so here we have to write something else. Okay, so not only FIS, we have to check whether is image available or not. Okay, so if image is available, then we can pass. If image is not available, okay, so we have to raise one exception. Okay, so that's why we are using FIS dot available here, and we are getting some error here. What is the error? Binary input stream is expecting prepared statement not applicable for the intent int. uh, what is the issue? Hmm. Add the binary, set binary stream, int integer, in the type of statement is not applicable for the int integer. Okay, okay. Give me a minute. I think I clicked on the wrong thing. Set binary stream, where we have to mention the binary stream. I think this is on prepare statement. Okay. Let's remove the available. Okay, as of now, let's see what will happen. Okay, so I am passing, we have to change the column id also. Second is the column, and we are passing the file input stream to the, okay, I mean prepared statement. Now we have to execute the statement that we prepare, right? So now you can write int count equal to, okay, so pst dot execute update, because this execute update will return one call, I mean one row number, right? How many rows affected by this particular code, right? So we have to read this, and now you can print the count variable. What out println count rows are affected, okay? Count rows affected. Count rows are affected. Okay, this is the code that we want to push the image. Okay, now you can run this code as a Java application and click OK. Yes, file not found. Okay, invalid file path. Did I mention that? Okay, so I think I can remove this file, so I can mention this thing. Okay, data truncast image at a row 1. Data truncation. Okay, okay. Data is too long. Okay, see, you can see data is too long for the column e image. Okay, see, so we are having 90 kb of the image, and still it is showing data is too long. Okay, data is too long, so we have to reduce the size of the image that we mentioned. Okay, so this is the image we have mentioned, right? So let's reduce the size. Okay. Open this with Microsoft Paint and go to the resize, and here in the pixel you can reduce the size of the image. Okay, I am just using 100 pixel. Okay, so this is the image I want to store. Okay, let's see what will happen. Okay, so the size of the image would be 27 kb now. Okay, the size of the image would be 27 kb. Now you can run this code. Okay, see, one row is affected. We successfully inserted the image. Okay, now we successfully inserted the image. Okay, now let's check with the database. Okay, see, select star from emp image. Okay, run this. And yes, we have one blob here. Okay, if you want to see the image, you can right click on the blob, and you can click on the open value in the editor. Okay, so if you open the value in the editor, that's what we have. Okay, we have the image now. Okay, so this is what we store na. So this is how you have to store the images in the SQL. Okay, so by default you can see the blob here. Okay, if you right click on it, there will be a one option called open value in the editor. Okay, so open value in the editor. Okay, so here you have a different things. Okay, binary text image. Okay, actually if you pass any documents, no, you have to visit the text. Okay, if you pass something like pdf, if you pass something like, a document, then you have to check with the text. But it is a image, it is a image, right? So that's why you have to open the image. When you open the image, okay, you are having the image that we inserted. Okay, so let's add another image. No, let's add another image. Okay, so let's download another image. mm, or I can use something, my image. Okay, so I want to insert my image. mm, okay, this is my image. Okay, okay, I don't want to insert my image. No, I'm feeling shy. mm, let's insert some image. Okay, suggest me some images. Can I go with MSD? Okay, let's add. Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Let's add this. No, let's add this. Okay, let's download this image. Okay, let's compress the size and crop. Let's crop everything. Okay, we need to. Okay, I want to store only the. I mean, image, no? So we can crop this image. Okay, we can crop this image by clicking on it. Crop. Okay, I need only Dhoni. Okay, so I think this is enough. Okay, this is enough, right? Save as a copy. You can save this image as MSD, MSD JPG. Okay, we successfully saved. Now, actually, check the size of the image. Okay, so size of the image is 64 KB. Okay, you can see the size by clicking on the properties. Okay, so size of the image is 64 KB. Let's try. Let's try it will work or not. Okay, so we want to insert MSD image. Okay, so let's rename this file as mst.jpg. It is a jpg file. Okay, and we want to insert this image in the second. Okay, 102. Okay, so now let's try. Okay. Mm, okay, so again it is showing data is too long. Okay, 60 KB is also not enough. Okay, we can reduce the size again. Open with the paint and go to the resize and go to the pixel, and here in the pixel you can decrease the size. Okay, I want to store 300. Okay, 300 pixels. Okay, so this is 40 KB. Okay, this is 40 KB. Now let's try. Yes, it is worked. Okay, 40 KB is enough. I think you can store the images less than 50 KB. Okay, I think so. 50 KB is the limit because I mean, in the previous now, so MS Dhoni image is 60 KB, but it is showing data is too long. Now I decrease it to the 40 KB. Now it's okay. I think so. 50 is the limit. 50 KB is the limit, not 100 KB. 50 KB is the limit. Okay, let's go to the table and let's run this table, and here we have 102. Okay, right click on the file and click on the open value in the editor, and we have. Okay, we successfully stored the image. Okay, guys, is this okay?
Yes, sir.
So let's see the code. Let's check the code. Yes, this is the code for the image. Okay, we have to use something new, which is a file input stream. Okay, file input stream will create a one file which is used to insert the SQL. Okay, you can create any file, so not only a JPG. Okay, you can create a PDFs. You can assign anything to this file input stream. Okay, but as of now we are working with the images now, so we can use images only. Okay, so now we successfully inserted the image into the SQL. Okay, now it's the time to retrieve the image. Let's retrieve the image. Okay, so if you want to retrieve an image, okay, so if you want to retrieve the image, okay, so we need a several files. Okay, we need a again, actually we are using file input stream, right? Here we are using file input stream to create the input of the image. Okay, if you want to retrieve the image, okay, we have to use exact opposite to this file input stream. What is the opposite for file input stream? What will be the opposite?
File output stream.
Yes, obviously. File output stream. Okay, we have to create a file output stream. Okay, so you can create one basic file output stream. There you can save your image. Okay, and we have to use get bytes. We have to use blob and everything. Okay, let's create that. Hmm. Okay, let's do that. I think this is a quite complicated thing. We have to do a lot of things when we are in retrieving the image. We have to use get blob, and we have to use something like get bytes and everything. So actually I forgot, but we can try. Mm, demo on JDBC 5. Okay, JDBC 5 is all about retrieving the image. Okay, retrieval of the image. Mm, okay, let's copy everything. Let's copy the class name and connection and everything. Okay, so let's add a star, and you can mention throws exception here. Throws exception. Okay, now we have a on proper connection. Okay, so we have a proper connection na? So now we can use a okay one statement to I mean we can create one statement to retrieve the image and everything. Okay, so again I'm using some prepared statement. Prepared statement est equal to connection dot prepare statement. Okay, prepare prepare statement. Okay, it is showing. Okay, there will be some spelling mistakes. What is a mistake here? Prepare statement. Okay, prepared statement from the okay prepared statement, and we have to insert one query here. Okay, so the query is we have to create a one query. What is a query, Amma? What is the query to retrieve the image? The query. How we are retrieving the images here? Select star from EMP. Okay, we want to retrieve the image details, right? I mean employee image table details. Okay, so that's why you can create select star from EMP IMG. Okay, this is our query, and here in the prepare statement you can pass your query. I think it is QU. Okay, which is a QU. Okay, now we have a one statement. Now we need to execute this particular statement. Okay, so let's create a result set. Okay, we are executing the statement, huh? So result set R is equal to okay, so which method we have to use? Okay, we are retrieving the details, right? So which method you have to use? So here we are using execute update. Okay, we are using execute update because we are inserting the values, right? So now we are retrieving the values. So what is the method to retrieve the values? Come on, I think you know it. So I want to retrieve the image. I mean, I want to retrieve the details of the table, na? So what is the method to retrieve the details of the table? I think we used it in the first line. I mean, first program. Yes, Rahul.
Execute update.
Execute update. Execute update. We are using same execute update to insert the values. No, we are retrieving the values. Ayo. Hey, it's easy. We have two
File out.
methods. No. First, I mean, before creating the file out or file input, no. So we have to execute, na. We have to execute the statement, na. So what is the method to execute the or to know to retrieve the content from the SQL? Execute query. Okay, you can see the execute query in the first program. See, when we are retrieving the details from the table, na, so what we are using execute query. So we have two methods. Okay, first one is execute update, and second one is execute query. So if you want to retrieve the details, you have to use the execute query. if you want to update some details, you have to use execute update. Okay, now we are retrieving the details, so we have to use execute query. Okay, guys, we have to recap the session. You have to recap the things. Okay. Mm, Now you can use pst dot execute query. Okay, execute query, because we are retrieving the values, we are retrieving the data. Okay, see now, okay, after having the result set, okay, actually we need to write rs dot next, okay, to go to the new line. Okay, we need to write rs dot next to go to the new line, right? See now, okay, now I can write this rs dot next in the if statement. If rs dot next is available, okay, that means if images are available, we can perform something. Okay, we can perform something. Actually, we have two images, na. Actually, we have two images, na. So I want to retrieve one image. Okay, we have to get. I mean, first we need to create one image. Okay, so at a time you will get only one image. So that's why I can write, where eid equal to 101. Okay, so I need to retrieve only one image. Okay, see now, okay, now we have to create, we have to create some blob. Okay, blob is a data type. Blob b equal to, okay, so actually what is the data type of the employee image, Amma? So what is the data type here? Okay, we are using the data type called blob, right? So you can use the blob here. Okay, rs dot get blob, okay, of 2. Okay, so we have the image in the second column, so that's why I'm using get blob at second column. Okay, see, when you are reading the integer values, okay, when you are retrieving the integer type of values, you are using get int. See, okay, when you are reading the string, you are using get string. When you are retrieving the integer, then you are working with get integer. Okay, rs dot get int, rs dot get string. Okay, so here we are working with blob, right? So that's why we are using get blob. Okay, we are using get blob. Now, okay, now actually what we need to do is, okay, so we have to create some one array. Okay, we need to create some array. So see, when you are when you are seeing this image in the editor, na, okay, you are getting some binary format data. See, you are getting some binary format data. So this is the, okay, binary format data of the image. So we need to combine all the columns of this thing. Okay, this is an array generally. Okay, we can say this is an array, right? Okay, so we need to combine all these things. Okay, we need to combine all these things as an array. Okay, so that's why we have to create one byte type of array. Okay, you can use any integer or long or anything, but here we need a byte. Okay, so byte, okay, something like b array, b array. Okay, actually we have to get every byte. Okay, actually we have to get every byte from the blob. Okay, so these are the bytes. Okay, we need to get these bytes from the blob. Okay, so that's why I'm writing b dot, okay, get bytes. Okay, b dot get bytes, and we can, okay, and we can say, okay, position, from the which position you want to read, and the length of the, okay, the length of the blob. Okay, so I want to read the elements from the first position only, so I'm writing one here, and we need to get the length, right? We need to get the length of the blob. So here you can see, you can type b dot length. Okay, b dot length. So actually I think we have to convert this to the integer, because it is a length, na? Yes. Okay, we need to convert the length of the, okay, blob to the integer. Okay, so here in the get bytes we are using two parameters. The first parameter is the position. Okay, where, from where we have to start the blob, and the second parameter is the size of the blob. Okay, the size of the image. Okay, so after having the byte array, okay, after having the byte array, okay, so we can create one file output stream. Okay, file output stream, output stream, uh, something like, file output f4 equal to new file output stream. See, okay, Okay, so this is the file output stream, and we need to import this from the IO package. Okay, so actually, okay, now we are reading the image, right? Now we are reading the image now. So if you want to read the image, we need to store it somewhere. Okay, in the command prompt. Okay, in the command prompt, we cannot directly display the image, right? We cannot directly display the image in the command prompt. So that's why, okay, you can store the image which you got from the, okay, which you got from the database. Okay, see, so we have so many drives. Okay, I have so many drives. Okay, something like, so I have local disk C, local disk D, workspace, entertainment. Okay, so and so. Okay, let's save. I mean, in the workspace, I have so many folders. Okay, it will be confusing for us. Okay, and in the entertainment, we have only three folders. Okay, so this is the F drive, right? This is the F drive. Okay, in the F drive, I want to store my image. Okay, in the F drive, I want to store my image. Okay, see, so here you can specify the, okay, F drive here. You can specify where, I mean, your file is going to store. Okay, so I want to store the file in the F drive. Okay, F double slash. Okay, so here, okay, so see, we are not having any images now. So I want to create an image here. Okay, I want to create something like image and one dot png. I want to create an image like one dot png. Okay, see, we are not having any 1.png images in the F drive, but I want to create, okay, an image named one. Okay, I want to create an image named one. Okay, so after creating this image, okay, so we can write, okay, we can write something here. Fs dot, sorry, fo, it is fo, file output stream reader dot, okay, we are writing the objects now, so we can write the, we can use the write method. Okay, write, and you can use the, okay, the binary array. Okay, we can use the binary array that you created here. Okay, so fo dot write. Okay, after creating the file output stream, now we can close the file output stream. We can close. You have to close the file output stream for sure. See, when you are creating the file programs, okay, after, I mean, after collections, okay, I explained you about the file operations now. So in the file operations, we created some files and we use it to write some, something in the file, right? So there, okay, so we have to close the file for sure now. So that's why here also we have to close the file for sure. Okay, so see, I'm closing the file here, and you can run this code as a Java application. Okay, see, I mean, actually, in the command prompt, we are not getting anything because we are not printing anything in the command prompt. Now, let's go to the F drive. Okay, see, in the F drive, we have the image. Okay, just refresh it. Okay, in the F drive, we have the image. Okay, just open this image. This is the image that we stored in the place of 101. Okay, this is the Iron Man image. Okay, now we successfully, okay, retrieved the image from the database and we created the image in some particular location of our computer. Okay, so this is the, I mean, how we can retrieve the image. Okay, if you want to retrieve MSD, okay, you can change the ID here. Okay, you can change the ID, Mm, so we want to retrieve 102, right? Select ID from, sorry, select image from 102. Okay, and I want to create something new here. Okay, so which is a JPG type of image, na? So JPG type of image and MSD.jpg. Okay, okay. After creating the thing, okay, I want to print something on the screen. If image is created successfully, image is created. Okay, image is created. Now see, we are not having any, okay, any file named MSD in the F drive. Okay, we have only four files, which is one and three different folders. Okay, now let's run this code. Okay, we are get we I mean we printed image is created na. Now let's go to the F drive. In the F drive, you are having the MSD. Okay, you can click on this. See, we have the MSD. Okay, this is how you need to retrieve the image. Okay, retrieval of the image. To retrieve the image, to insert the image, we have to perform lot of things. Okay, so please take care while writing this type of code. So you have to clear. Okay, you have to be clear with um, hmm, file operations. Okay, so we discussed the file operations in the, I mean, after discussing the collections and everything, right? So you can go with the file operations there. Okay, guys, clear. Inserting and retrieving the image. Oh, silence. What happened? Do I need to explain again?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you please summarize one?
Okay. So actually, okay, see. So if you want to create an image, na, you can go with the notepad. Okay. So if you want to retrieve the image, okay. So we have to do multiple things. It's not like a retrieving the string, or it's not like a retrieving the integer value, something else. Okay. So actually, in computer science, you can store the images. Okay, you can store the images in binary format. Okay, you can store the images in binary format. Okay, see here you can see the image in a binary format. Okay, this is generally, this is an image. Okay, if you want to see the image in a binary format, you can click on it. So this is the binary type of the image. Okay, this is the image. Okay, and if you want to see this particular image as a text, okay, you can see. Okay, if you want to see this particular image as a image, then you are having the image. Okay, see, we have to work with these binary files. Okay, we have to work with these binary files to create an image, because image is stored in the binary format. Okay, so first what I did is, okay, I created a one blob operator, I mean blob variable, which is a b. Okay, so to this b, okay, we have to use the basic method to get the, okay, values, right? So rs dot get blob. Okay, when you want to read integers, okay, if you want to read integer na, so what you are doing, integer e equal to rs dot get int, and you are mentioning the column id. One is the column id. Okay, you are mentioning like this, right? So now we are reading the blob. Okay, because the type of the image is blob, so that's why you have to use the get blob method, and the index of the get blob will be 2. Okay, because, okay, image is stored in the second column. Okay, that's why we are writing the 2 here. Okay, so after reading the blob values, now we have to read the entire binary format. Okay, the entire binary values of the image into one particular array. Okay, see, we are having so many binary values for the image, right? So now we have to gather all these details. You can gather all these details by using, okay, some get bytes method. Okay, so here I am creating one byte type of array. Okay, one byte type of array. Okay, now we need to read bytes. Okay, we need to read the every binary byte from the b, right? So here I'm using b dot get bytes. Okay, b dot get bytes method. In the b dot get bytes method, we have to pass two different things, where, I mean, what is the starting position of your binary, and what is the length of your binary elements. Okay, we have to mention the position and the length, okay, to create a binary array of the image. Okay, so after creating the binary array, we cannot display an image in the command prompt na? We cannot display image in the command prompt. Okay, so that now you can create a new image. Okay, if you want to read the image, we are using file input stream reader. Now we want to create the image. Okay, so that's why we have to use file output stream reader. File output stream reader, f equal to something. Okay, new file output stream reader. Okay, here, okay, you can you can mention the path. You can mention the path of the image where you want to create the image. You can mention the path of the image where you want to store your image which is coming from the database. Okay, so we have to mention the path. Okay, after mentioning the path, okay, so this file output stream reader is basically this is empty. Okay, basically this is empty, right? So we have to pass the data to the file output stream later. Where we have the data? We have the data in br array. Okay, we have the data in the array format, right? So that's why I can write fw dot write. Okay, you can pass the value here. You can pass the array values to this. Okay, so now, okay, you can close the file output stream there. We have to close it for sure. This is mandatory thing. Okay, so now you can run the code. Okay, this is the basic, okay, summarization about the image. Is this okay now? This is what we did in the program. Guys, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so don't worry, I will send you this particular code to, I mean, code in the GitHub. Okay, I will upload this in the GitHub. Okay, don't worry. Okay, we can work on it. Okay, so I want to write some comments. Okay, getting blob to read the to create the image. Binary format. Okay, getting binary binary format values from the blob. Okay, and creation of creation of empty file. Okay, and after creation of the empty file, now we can write. Okay, writing data into the file. Writing data into the file. After writing the data, okay, we are just closing the thing. Okay, this is what we are doing. Okay, okay, so let's review the entire codes. Okay, I mean we created the code for retrieval of data from the table, and we created the code for inserting the data into the table. Okay, we are doing so many things, and we created the DAO object, data access object, and everything, right? So let's review the code, because now, okay, now this time we are going to create one new project. Okay, one project. Okay, with JDBC. Okay, you are going to store the data which is entered by the user in the database. Okay, now actually in our previous projects now, when we are working with the collections and everything, okay, we are storing the data in a local variables. We are not storing any perfect data, right? Now, okay, we want to store the user inserted data into the, sorry, now we want to store user inserted data into the, okay, database. Okay, after creation of the account, now we want to log in. If login is successful, we can give the option like withdraw and deposit. Okay, just like that. Okay, so we can create the project based on that. Okay, if you want to create a project, that type of project, we need to use the data access object concept. Okay, we need to use the data access object concept, because we need to create the new instances. We can call the methods whenever we need. Okay, we are doing so many things, right? So that's why we need to create a data access object to work with the project. As I already told you, we are not going to write these type of basic programming. Okay, when you are going to the projects, right, we have to work on the data access object when you are working on the project. Okay, see, now to, I mean, we are going to create a data access object thing and all. Okay, let's review the code. Let's review the every code that we wrote. See, this is the code to retrieve the data from the table. To retrieve to retrieve all rows and columns. Okay, we are using while coming to the second one. As I already told you, this is not the proper way to insert the values now. So you can go to the third program. Okay, this is the proper way to insert the values. Okay, prepared method and set integer and get integer and so on. So okay, and coming to the fourth program, in the fourth program we are inserting the image into the database, and in the fifth program we are retrieving the data into the data, I mean retrieving the image from the database. And we have employee model. Okay, and we have employee DAO object. Okay, so I think where we stored employee DAO object, I think in the app, no. Okay, consume employee. In the consume employee, we are using the DAO object. We are consuming the methods of the DAO object. I think you have my GitHub credential. I mean, I think you have my GitHub, GitHub link, right? So you can visit that link. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes of time to revise all the concepts. Okay, if you are okay with the concepts. Okay, if you don't have any doubt in those concepts, okay, we can create a project. So project is going to be a bit hectic because we need to do a lot of operations with the database. We need to read the database. We need to, okay, match the values. Okay, so we need to match the user design, I mean user entered values with the already stored values from the database. Okay, we need to do a lot of stuff. Okay, so that's why please take a 5 minutes of time. Okay, and review the entire code. If you are having any doubt, please ask me, we can discuss. Once we started with the project, now we have to do a lot of operations. Okay, so we need to understand those concepts for sure. Okay, so it is 11:05. Okay, I'll come back at 11:12. Okay, so please take, I mean, I think you have my GitHub, GitHub repository link in our WhatsApp. Okay, you can go through the link and you can see the code. Okay, so take 5 minutes of time to review the entire code. Okay, so I will be on mute and give me 2 minutes. Rahul, you asked one question. Is it possible to create the primary key after creating the table? Yes, we can. We can alter the table, huh? So you can do something like this. Mm, alter table on a deep tech employee something. Okay, add primary key, as you know. So you can pass the ID. Okay, now I'm adding employee ID as a primary key here. You can alter the command. Use this command. We can alter the table. Okay, Rahul.
Okay, sir.
Please try this syntax. Yes, are you reviewing? Do you have any doubts? Let me close. I think some people joined after the attendance, no? Sunday, also Sunday here. Sandeep, are you there?
Present, sir.
And who else missing? Yeah, joined. Niku joined. Niku, Rahul joined. Let me add a filter here. These are the absentees. 9 people. Yesterday you are on leave, yes. Guys, anybody missing? Total 9 absentees today. Where is Astosh? Astosh, not there. Now 8 absentees. Okay, I think these are the regular absentees, except me too. Okay, and give me a minute. Okay, sorry. So shall we start the project, the banking project? So yes, I can tell you what. So we are going to create one project, okay, on banking level project. So why I'm creating banking level project is in the banking we can create a different types of operations. Okay, so we can add withdrawal, we can add deposit, we can add pin change option. Okay, we can perform many number of operations on the in the banking sector. So that's why I'm creating banking project every time. Okay, but this time it will be interesting for sure because we are communicating with the database, right? So we are adding the details to the, I mean, we are adding the new customer details into the table, and we are fetching the customer details whenever he wants to log in something. Okay, so we are doing all these things now. So this will be interesting and this will be hectic for sure. Okay, so let's create something. Okay, so we have to create one employee, I'm sorry, one bank object, one bank DAO object, a bank DAO. So in the bank DAO, we can create a one method for register. Okay, register the account. That means we have to insert the values into the table. Okay, and we can create something like login. Okay, so in the login, so we can read the username. This login method can expect username and username, um, something like password. Okay, so based on the username, we will get some details from the database. Okay, so if the entered password is equal to the password which is stored in the database, if both are equal, then we can say login is success. Okay, otherwise we can think invalid login or something. Okay, and we can add withdraw option. Okay, withdraw the money, and we can add deposit option. Okay, to deposit the money. Okay, so in the bank DAO object can have these methods. Okay, so coming to the view. Okay, coming to the view. Okay, so in the view we can create a one main method. So initially we I mean we can print one particular switch statement, no? So one for create account, you know and two for login into your account. Okay, we can ask them either create account or login account. Okay, so if he wants to log in, if he wants to log in, so there, if login is successful, we can display something like deposit, one for deposit, okay, and two for withdraw. Okay, we can if user login is successful, then we can display these two options. Okay, deposit money into your account or withdraw the money into your account. Okay, this is what we need to do. And if user wants to create new account, okay, we can ask him for the username, we can ask him for the something like a bank account number. Okay, we can ask something like that. Okay, so here in the table, we have to create some table to work with this, right? So we have to create a one table called banking. Okay, in the banking table we can add the customer details like that. Okay, so first thing we have to do is customer ID. We need a customer ID, and we need a customer name, and we need a customer password. Okay, and we need a customer phone number, and we need a customer account balance. Okay, customer account balance. Okay, we need these details in the table. Okay, so we need to create a table with these fields. Okay, after creating the table with these fields, we can do something. Okay, so we are not joining any other table, we are not working with any other table, we are working with only one particular table in the database. Okay, guys, is the use case is okay? Do you got any
Yes,
clarity
sir.
what we are doing, what we have to do? Yes. Okay, first we need a one database and we need a one, one table to communicate or to work with anything, right? So let's create a one table in the database. Okay, so let's move to the table, and here in the table, okay, let's create, I mean, I'm using same database. Okay, I'm using same on a deep tech database and everything. Okay, so today, let's do something, what can I do? Yeah, create table. Okay, I have one.
So it's useful, right?
Indeed.
Yes, sir. So actually, can you please start from the beginning? Actually, I haven't studied things.
Start from the beginning, that means.
So start from the beginning when you start from the code. You are letting the
So code for the
LLC save
project that
database.
you are asking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, yeah, we are in a beginning mode
So
only.
it will be
I
easy for
didn't
me
write
to
any line
understand.
of the code. We are just discussing the things. Now we need to write the code. Okay, I didn't even create the files also.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So
so
in SQL also.
hmm
In
in the
SQL also.
SQL. Yeah, yeah. Okay. See,
Anyway.
we want to create one banking table. Okay, so that's what I'm creating here. Okay, so create table banking. Okay, so we need a table like a banking, and we need to add some fields to the banking side. Okay, so okay, so can you tell me the what are the different types of data types that we can use for these columns? What will be the data type for the CID?
Int.
Hmm. And can we add something else? Can we add auto increment? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
So I can add auto increment. Okay, and auto increment. This will be a primary key. Okay, and CID will be a primary key, and we can write something here. uh, and our CNAME. Okay, so customer name should be varchar. Okay, so which is around 20. Okay, varchar 20, and C password. Okay, so what will be the data type for password?
Where
Definitely
I think, sir.
varchar again.
Where
Let's create a varchar as a 20. Now again we need a phone number. Okay, phone number I'm not going to use, okay, one integer, because in the phone number we are having a 10 digits now. So we are I mean, sometimes we can add 91 also. Okay, so this is the out of range for the integer, so that's why I'm creating phone number as a varchar again.
long.
No, varchar. We didn't have anything something like that. Just you can use I mean, varchar about 15. Okay, again, and we have a account balance. This account balance can be, okay, integer. Account balance, if the account balance, this will be an integer. Okay, I think this is okay, and send it out. See, okay, uh, it is showing. Give me a minute. Use on the we can happily use. So this is the table that I created. Okay, CID, CNAME, C password, C phone number, C account balance. Okay, so this is
Sir,
the table that we use. Yes.
sir, auto increment is used for.
What will be the?
So why we use auto increment here?
So actually, I mean, Nishant gave one idea. Okay, so the account number on, user IDs can be the unique, right? So we can use, I mean, user ID as 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Okay, user IDs should be unique. Okay, so if we ask user ID from the user, okay, if we ask user ID from the user, maybe he will enter some existing user ID. Okay, there is a possibility to enter duplicate user ID. Okay, if we have a duplicate user id, we will get some errors. So that's why we are not asking the user id from the user. We are automatically, okay, adding user id. Okay, that's why I wrote auto increment.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yes, Abhishek.
Sir, can we use numbers in C password because it is varchar?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can. So you can create a password like, this thing. So Apache 8007. Okay, you can use this. Okay, this will be a password. You can use special characters, you can use numbers, and you can use anything because it is a varchar. You can store anything. Okay, Abhishek? Password can be anything.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
That's why we created it as a varchar. If you create a password as a number, then you have to enter only the numbers. Okay, so I want to mention both, uh,
Okay, sir.
uh, the alphabets and numerals and the special characters I'm expecting. So that's why I created. Okay. So guys, are you okay with this? Any doubts in the table making, creation of the table?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, in,
And
we, sir, in integer we can't specify the range.
I mean, we can. This is the waste. I mean, it will waste some. It's not like a varchar. Okay, if you use the varchar, it will remove the extra spaces. No, it removes the extra spaces. Okay, for example, I'm getting some message. Okay. So if you use something like, integer of 20, integer of 13, like that. Okay, if you want to, okay, if you mention a phone number like 10, okay, so it will be good. But if you use something like, integer of 15, okay, so there will be a extra padding to the values. So there will be a chance to the memory wastage. So that's why I'm using varchar. Okay, so here user can enter with +91. Okay, so user can enter a phone number like this. Okay, so +91 850 100 3087. This is a valid phone number. Okay, and if user wants to enter only the phone number, this is also valid. If user wants to enter something like, okay, this is also valid phone number. So this is also valid phone number. Okay, I am expecting these kinds of phone numbers from the user. So that's why I am creating phone number as a varchar. If you use phone number as a integer, so you can expect only this particular number only. You can expect only the second value. Okay. Some people are habituated to give 91 before the phone number because it is a country code. Okay, so if you use if you use a phone number as an integer, you can't expect a plus symbol, you can't expect 91 and everything, right? Okay, so we are having some special
Okay.
characters, maybe we may have some special characters, so that's why I'm creating phone number as a value. Is that okay? Yeah. And you can click on the run. Okay, so the table is created. If you want to see the description of the table, you can see ESC. What is the table name? I forgot. Banking. Okay. And this, and here is the our table details. Okay, C ID and C name, C password, C phone number, C account balance. Okay, these are the things that we have in our table. Okay, now we have to add some data into the table. Okay, now we have to add some data into the table. That means we have to create, okay, create account method. Okay, we have to create account. We have to write create account method. Okay, see, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so first of all, let's create. Let's close everything. Okay, Okay, so let's create a one new file, as banking DAO. Okay, banking DAO, and I don't want to any main method. Okay, and click on the finish. Just give me a minute. Come on. Okay, sorry. See, we have a one banking DAO class, and let's create another file, as you know. Mm, uh, what can I name this? Mm-mm-mm. Banking main. Okay, banking main, and we need a main method in the banking main. Okay, finish. See, we are having two important files now. Okay, one is banking DAO and one is banking. Just one minute. Please wait for a few minutes. What happened? Okay, it's not finished. Okay, so this is going on. When we are in a hurry, it will raise some problems. Hey, okay. Now we can work on these two files, banking DAO and banking main. So first we need to create something in the banking DAO. Okay, so do you remember what we created in the employee DAO? So what we have to create? So first we have to create a connection method. Okay, we have to create a connection method because we are using the connection method in the every program. No, so that's why I want to create a connection program in the every yeah, connection method first. Okay, so here we can import the statement. Import Java dot SQL dot star. Okay, we imported the SQL package. Now we can create a connection and everything. Okay, see, I want to create a connection as a global object. I want to see connection as a global object because, okay, we need a connection for the every method. Okay, so that's why I'm creating connection as a global object, and initially I'm passing null value. Okay, connection is null. Okay, see, now we have to create the connection method, which is a public void connector. Okay, you can create any name, but for example, I'm creating a connect method. Okay, here we can write the, okay, driver manager and class dot for name. We can register the method and we can get the connection. Okay, and here we maybe there will be a chance of exceptions. No, so that's why I'm throwing on exceptions. Those exception. Okay, here we can use the class dot for name. Class dot for name. So here we can mention the name of the driver. So com dot mysql dot tj dot jdbc dot driver. This is our driver, right? So we have a driver. Now we have to register this particular driver. Okay, and you can write a connection here. Okay, we have already a connection object which is a con. Okay, now we have to get the connection from the driver manager class, right? So driver manager dot get connection. So in the get connection, we have to pass the three values. One is URL, one is username, one is password. The password will be 905906 and with a semicolon. And the username, what is the default username?
Root.
Good. Yes. Okay. Now we need to specify the okay our database name and everything. Okay, we need to specify the URL. So can you guide me to write the URL? Anyone? What will be the URL? Hey, we have 30 members now. Very good. This is what I mean. Okay. So we have how many people in the class? Okay. So first we need to create a URL, right? So tell me what is the URL? How to write the URL here?
JDBC MySQL localhost
JDBC
colon,
colon
colon.
MySQL
Hmm.
colon
colon,
Hey. What happened? Okay, so I can write it. Localhost. The port number will be
3306.
306 and our database name on the deep tech. Okay, so we have connection now. Okay, so we already having that connection. Now we can implement the different methods. Okay, we can implement the different methods. Okay, see, so first we need to add the we need to add the okay customer. So we need to add the customer, right? So let's create, for example, let's create a customer, okay, banking customer class. So that will be the okay model. So banking customer, okay, this will be the model for us. And let's open that file. I don't know why it is taking long. So I have to update my RAM. See, I'm having 8 GB RAM in my laptop and I'm having i5 11th generation processor, but still my laptop is getting stuck because of this legendary SQL and Spring Boot and Google Chrome. Okay, so here we need to create the things for the banking customer. Okay, so what will be the things of banking customer? So basically, okay, basically we have, so, I mean, customer ID, no. So actually I don't want to mention the customer ID, okay, because the customer ID will be unique. Okay, so not, don't mention the customer ID in the banking customer. Okay, this will be the default, right? So here we have C name. Okay, so customer name is C name, and we have C password, and this is also a string C password, and we have phone number, and this is also a string phone number, phone, and we have account balance. Okay, this will be the integer C account balance. Okay, so this is the customer, I mean, this is the banking customer object. Okay, so I mean, while registering the, yeah, I mean, customers into our account, we have to pass this particular reference. Okay, see, what can I write, how can I write now? So let's create an account for register account method. Okay, public void, and here, okay, we can mention the name of the method, register customer. Okay, so here we have to pass the banking customer object, banking customer banking customer b1. Okay, this is the method for us. Okay, see, now we have to, okay, we have to write the query, because we no need to write the driver manager class dot for name, because we are already having the connection method, no. So we don't need to write some, okay, don't need to write the those things. Okay, so directly I can write the query here, string query equal to, okay, what will be the query, Amma? So insert into, okay, insert into, what is the table name? I forgot. Banking. Insert into banking, where, okay, where the values, what is the values of banking? Okay, we are inserting customer name, customer password, and customer phone number, and the customer account balance. Okay, we are inserting the values into only these files. Okay, if you are inserting the values into all other, I mean all columns, you can just write the values, but here we are not writing anything into the customer id, right? So that's why we have to use this particular syntax. Okay, now you can pass the values. Okay, so values will be, okay, so how many columns we have? Four columns. That means I can write four question marks here. Okay, I have four question marks and end with a semicolon. Okay, this is our query. Okay, this is our query. Now we have to prepare a one statement, right? So prepare one statement. Prepared statement, est equal to, okay, now we can prepare the statement from the connection object. Okay, connection dot prepare statement. Okay, connection dot prepare statement, where we have to pass our query. Okay, so actually I think there is a mistake with the prepare statement spelling. Hello, what is the issue? Prepared statement. Okay, I don't know why this is stuck. I think my laptop got stuck in our second class, na, and now it is irritating. Yes, yeah, I mean we have prepared statement, no. So this prepared statement maybe will raise some exceptions. So you have to throw one key exception here at the method declaration. Throws exception. Okay, this method maybe will raise an exception. Okay, see now. Okay, now we have to execute this particular query. Okay, before executing the query, okay, we mentioned the question marks. Now we mentioned the question marks. In the place of question mark, we need to insert some values. Okay, we need to insert some values. Okay, so you can insert the values like pst dot, okay, set integer. Okay, so what is the parameter index? And in the parameter index, I have to insert the value into the, actually, so we have to insert the name, right? So name is a string, so we have to use the set string method. Set string. Okay, here, okay, the parameter index is 1. Okay, 1, and we have to pass, okay, we have to pass b1 dot customer name, b1 dot customer name. And the second thing, ps2 dot, again set string. Okay, so in the second parameter, okay, so we want to store b1 dot password. Okay, c password. And coming to the third parameter, and this is also set string. So in the third parameter, we have to store phone number, b1 dot customer phone number. Okay, and coming to the fourth thing, this is an integer because it is a balance, na. So here you can expect customer account balance. Okay, set integer for b1 dot account balance, customer account balance. Okay, we insert that the four values into the prepare statement. Okay, now we successfully import, I mean, so write the prepare statement method, na. So now you can execute this particular statement. How to execute this particular statement, ma? How to execute this? So you can execute this by mentioning it, right? What is the method? I forgot. pst dot execute query or execute update. Which method we have to use?
Execute
Update.
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 Execute update. We are updating the values, right? So execute update. Okay. This particular method, will raise some, I mean, will return one integer for us. Okay, how many number of rows is affected by this particular statement. So you can read the count. The count equal to pstd dot execute update. Okay, so here you can, okay, if you want to return something to the method call, you can return the value, return count. Okay, so we are returning the count now, so you can replace the void with integer. We are returning the integer. Okay, see, this is the register customer method. This is the register customer method. So first, okay, let's use this particular method in the banking main. Let's use this method. Okay, so we created one method and we are using the method in the banking class. Okay, so here we need to read a values from the customer now. So that's why I'm using utility package. That means I want to use scanner object here. Okay, scanner is equal to new scanner, and in the brackets we can write system.in. Okay, see, now now we can create the object for banking DAO. Okay, banking DAO, sorry, banking DAO equal to new banking DAO. Okay, we are creating the object for the banking DAO class. That means we are creating the object for this particular class. Okay, now we have two objects. Okay, now let's print something in the screen. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, you can enter something like, welcome to bank or something, welcome to Anujit bank. Okay, and I want to print this thing in the center of the screen. That's why I'm using \t. Okay, \t means it will print, okay, tab spaces. Tab space means 5 spaces at a time. Okay, so yes, this is the heading. This will be the heading for our, you know our file. Now I want to read customer details, right? Okay, so enter customer details. Okay, see, I'm, I'm writing another output statement. This, okay, I want to print, enter customer name. Okay, so here I'm reading one string user. Okay, or string cname equal to, okay, bs dot next. Okay, we are reading the string type of value, so that's why we are using bs dot next method. Okay, and we have to read phone number, password, and everything, right? Enter customer, what is the second thing that we need? Customer password. Okay, string cpwd equal to bs dot next int again. Okay, so in the place of create, I mean enter, I can write create, which will make sense. Create customer password. Okay, and coming to the next thing, we need to ask phone number, right? Enter customer phone number. Okay, customer phone number. So here we can write string customer phone number equal to cphone, which is also an integer. Sorry, it is also a string. So ds dot next. Now we need to read, okay, customer account balance now. Print customer, enter account balance. Okay, so this will be the integer c account balance equal to ds dot next int. Okay, so bs dot next int. So we need to add this particular thing as a employee. Okay, as a banking customer. So here I am creating a banking customer object. banking customer banking customer B1 equal to new banking customer. Okay, because why I'm doing this is, okay, in the register account method na, in the register account method, okay, register customer expecting one object for the banking customer class, right? So that's why we have to create a one banking customer here. Okay, why I'm getting error here? Okay, so there is a spelling mistake. अरे यार, what's happening this? Okay, just give me a moment. Okay, now change this also. I don't know what happened to my laptop. Okay. Now we have to add all the values to the banking object. Okay, banking customer object. So B1 dot, okay, the account name equal to B1 dot C account customer name equal to C name. Okay. So B1 dot C password equal to C password. That's we read from the user. So B1 dot uh, account phone number equal to C phone number. Okay. Right. Okay. So there is, it is a CPWD, and B1 dot account balance equal to customer account balance. Okay. So I mean we read that the values and we combine the values as a one particular object. We combine the values as a one particular object. Now, okay, now we have to call the, okay, register customer method. Okay, so actually, so before calling the register customer, we have to call another method. Do you know what is the another method before calling the register customer method? What is the another method?
Connect.
Yes, we need a connection first, right? So we need a connection now. So that's why we have to call this method. Okay, so we can call this method by using the banking DAO object. So that means DAO dot connect. Connect. We need a connection. Okay. What happened to this? Where we are getting error. Okay, maybe this maybe raises an exception. So that's why you can declare on throws declaration. Hmm. When I'm using the shortcuts, my laptop getting stuck. Okay, so this time I won't do this. So here we can declare one exception. Okay, throws. Okay, now we are calling DAO dot connect method, and after the DAO dot connect, okay, so here we can we can pass register banking customer object. Okay, register banking customer, and B1 is our banking customer. Okay, so here, okay, this register customer class will provide one, will return one integer to us. Okay, see, this register customer is returning one integer type of value, so we have to store that integer type of value na. So here you can type something like this: int response, response equal to the object. Okay, if response not equal to 0, okay, if response not equal to 0, then we can print something like this: system.out.println, okay, account created, account is created. Okay, we can print something like this. Okay, else if we get a something else, okay, then we can print another thing, as you know. Okay, something went wrong, please try again. Something went wrong, please try again. If account is not created, we want to print a message like this. Okay, and we can close all the objects, yes dot close. Hmm. Hello, excuse me, what happened? Yes dot close. This is what we need. Okay, now you can run this program. See, I click on the compile. I don't know why it is taking this much of time. Okay, run as a Java application and click OK. Okay, now we have to enter the customer name. Okay, so customer name is Bhaskar and the customer password is something like 12345. The customer phone number is this and the account balance is 5,000 rupees. Okay, see, it will wait for some time and yeah, we got output. Account is created. Okay, now you can check for the account in the database. Okay, let's print the values here. Select star from, okay, select star from, what is your name? Banking. Okay, you can run this. See, we are getting the values. Okay, the default customer ID of the Bhaskar is 1. Okay, 1 Bhaskar, password is 12345 and the values is 905906 and account balance is 5,000 rupees. Okay, we successfully created the register account, register customer method. Okay, now we need to create the login, now we need to create the deposit and everything. Okay, so we can do all these things after having the break. It is almost 12. Okay, let's have a break for 15 minutes. After coming from the break, we can have a discussion on the remaining things. Okay. Okay, so whenever user wants to log in, we can expect two different values. So the first one is username, okay, string username, and you know the second one is password. Okay, and maybe this particular method maybe will raise some exceptions. Okay, so I can write exceptions here. I can declare it. Okay, so this is our login method. Okay, so we have to return something, so that's why it is showing the error and everything. Okay, we have to return. Okay, see, now we have to fetch the details now. So whenever user enters the username, okay, so we need to fetch the all the details of the username. Okay, we need to fetch all the details of the username. Okay, in that particular details we have to get the password from the database. Okay, if the password from the database is equal to, okay, so our password, okay, user entered some password now, so if, okay, password entered by the user is equal to, okay, our stored password in the database, if both are equal, then we can say login as a success. Okay, if password is not matched, if password is incorrect, we can say invalid login or something like that. Okay, so here, okay, so let's write a one query to fetch the details based on the username. Okay, we have to fetch the details based on the username. Okay, string, okay, query equal to, okay, here we have to read the details now, we have to fetch the details now. So when you are fetching the details, we have to use something called select select star, sorry, select star from, okay, banking table, banking table, okay, where, okay, where e name, okay, where employee, I mean, sorry, it is a customer name, where c name, okay, it's not an employee name, it's customer name, where c name equal to, where c name equal to, okay, our given username, okay, if I entered Bhaskar, no, so I mean, they have to enter the Bhaskar at the time of login, okay, so we have to fetch the details of the Bhaskar, okay, so that's why you can enter username, okay, username. So here we have to, actually we have to mention the, okay, double quotations, okay, so you have to, you can mention this, after this also you can mention the single quotation, okay, this is the query we are writing, okay, now we have to execute this particular query, okay, now we are fetching the details na, so we are fetching the details, which type of method we are going to use, ma, we are fetching the details na, so which type of statement we are going to use when we are fetching the details. If you want to insert, we have to use a prepared statement. If you want to read the details, if you want to retrieve the details, which type of method, which type of statement we have to use? Sorry?
State.
Yeah, statement. The basic statement. Create statement and you know. Okay. So statement. st equal to. Now we can create the statement by using the connection object. We are already having the connection here. Okay, connection dot create statement. Okay, connection dot create statement. Okay, so after creation of the statement, what we have to do? After creation of the statement, we have to execute the query. We have to execute the query na. So statement dot execute query. Okay, execute query, and the query will be query. Okay, this particular thing will return set of results to us, so that's why we can store this thing in the result set. Okay, result set rs equal to st dot execute query. Okay, st dot execute query. Okay, we are having the results based on the username. Okay, we are having the results based on the username, right? See, what we are doing here is, you know, so when I write here select star from banking, where c name equal to Bhaskar, okay, where c name equal to Bhaskar, okay, if I write this thing, okay, so you will get all the details of the Bhaskar, right? So in the all the details of the password you can fetch the password, okay, you can fetch the password, right? So if password that we are fetching is equal to the password which is entered by the user, if both these, if these both are equal, then we can say it is a, I mean, login success, or we can send something. Okay, see, now we have to get the password from the database. We have a result set, we have to, okay, get the password from the result set. Okay, so here I'm creating one another string, you know, c password cpwd equal to rs dot get string, rs dot get string. So what is the column index of the password, ma? So we have I mean, password at the column number 3. Okay, so you can pass the column number 3 here. Okay, so now we are having a one password. Okay, now we are having a password from the database. Okay, so if, okay, here we can write something. If c password equals, okay, you have to use the equals method only, don't use double equal to, you know why, right? So equals, okay, password, equal password. If this is true, okay, we can return, okay, we can return something. Okay, so we can return employee id to the method call. Okay, I want to return employee id if both the passwords are equal. Okay, so here I can declare int eid equal to, int eid equal to rs dot get int, get int of column 1. Okay, we can return eid. Okay, otherwise if the password is not equal, if password is not equal, we can return 0. can return 0. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so this is how we need to create the password. Okay, so actually, if we didn't get the perfect results at value, okay, that means if the username is not found, if the username is not found, okay, so we have to print something, right? We have to print something in that case, right? So if, okay, this particular rs dot as next, okay, next, okay, if this is true, okay, we can perform all these activities. Okay, if this is false, okay, if we didn't get anything, okay, if we didn't get anything, okay, we can return -1. Okay, you can return -1. Okay, anyway we are returning one integer type of value. Okay, so see, if login is success, we are returning the employee id. If login is failed due to the password, if password is wrong, we are returning the 0. Okay, if we are returning -1, that means, okay, user not found, that means user not yet created his account. Okay, we are having three different values, and three different values has a three different, okay, use cases. Okay, is this clear till now? The login, guys, we are first I am fetching the details based on the username entered by the user. Okay, if, okay, if the username is, I mean, is found on the database, okay, now you can fetch the all the details of the username. If, okay, the password entered by the user is equal to the password that we are getting from the database, if both are equal, then we are returning the employee id. Okay, then we are returning the employee id. We can use this employee id in future to withdraw some amount, to deposit some amount. We can use the employee id in future. Okay, so is this clear for everyone? Login method, see, login method. So silence, guys, are you there? What's happening? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I need to hear it from everyone. If anyone having any doubt or any confusion, please ask me now. Array. And give me a minute, I'm getting some noise. Hello? Hello? Cha- Okay, sorry. Hmm. So is this clear for everyone? Sandeep, Ankit, Rupa, Prashant, Priyanshu, Kunjan, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sandeep and Ankit, Rahul, yes, Kunjan. Okay,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
Nishant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, these are very, very important. Shika, Sunil, Suraj, Yogesh, are you clear with this? The login method. Okay. So can I consume this method in the main method? Okay, so let's work, I mean, let's pass the data to this method and let's see how this method is working. Okay, so actually we need to do some other extra thing. Okay, so first we need to read the operation, type of operation that user wants to do, right? See, see, so after printing the, well, I mean, output message, welcome to another thing, welcome message. Okay, I want to read an operation from the user. Okay, and value which is used to select the operation. Okay, select operation. Okay, so one for register account. Okay, and the backslash n And here also backslash n defines, okay, so print the value in the new line, okay. So 2 for login to account. Okay, this is what we want to do. Okay, so now we need to read the selection of operation int op equal to bs dot next int. Okay, so we can write all these things. Okay, we can write all these things in the switch statement. Okay, write everything. Okay, see, switch switch. Okay, if operation. Okay, if operation. Okay, so if user press the one button, if user press one, okay, so we want to, okay, create, I mean we want to create a new account, right? So within this particular block of code you can paste the entire code. Okay, within the block of code you can paste the entire code. Okay, so if, okay, if user press 2, that means case 2. Okay, so we have to do some other part. Okay, so here we have to perform login account method. So whenever we want to do login, whenever we want to do login, we need to read username and password, right? So here I'm copying the, okay, this thing because I don't want to repeat the code. Okay, see, I'm copying, okay, customer name and customer, password and everything. Okay, now, okay, now, okay, so we need to do some special task. Okay, first we need to call connect method to get the connection, right? So dot connect. Okay, so after this, okay, after dot connect, we need to call, okay, login method dot login. This dot login expect username and password from the user. Okay, and this will return one response to us. Okay, it will return one, okay, response as an integer. It will return as an integer. See, okay, so if, okay, match found, if password is equal, okay, we are returning employee id. If it is, I mean, if the password is wrong, we are returning 0. If, okay, we are returning -1, that means, okay, user not found. Okay, so we are returning one integer type of value. Okay, so here we can check those values. If, okay, rs equal to 0, okay, if response equal to 0, we can print one message like, okay, what is the meaning of 0, ma? What is the meaning of 0? Wrong password, wrong username or password. Okay, so if, else if, okay, if response equal to -1, if response equal to -1, we can print something like, okay, user account not found. Okay, account not found. Okay, so please register yourself. Okay, we are printing some messages. Okay, if, okay, this is also not thing. Okay, if we got the perfect value, we can print. Okay, as of now I am printing, okay, system.out.println, I am printing login success as of now. Okay, we can change this to later. Okay, so in the later thing, okay, we can change this to something like, okay, now login is success, you can select any operation like, so user, I mean, after login success, user can select something like, whatever it is, withdraw, deposit. Okay, so user can do these type of things. Okay, see, let's see what will happen. Okay, so you can select any operation, select operation, one for register account and two for login. So what to do, ma? Which one you prefer?
Login, sir.
Login. Okay, I'm entering two. Okay, enter customer details. Okay, so we have to enter the customer name. So already I created one account in that, so Bhaskar is the customer name. And okay, So I have to enter the password. Okay, I forgot the password actually. Let me check. Password is 12345. Okay. So here we have to enter password is 12345. 12345. Okay. Now enter. Okay. Now we can. Okay. We are getting some exceptions. We are getting some errors. Okay. So this error is coming from the login method. Okay. So we have to change something in the login method. SQL exception before start of result set. Okay. I think in the login method we have to add rs.next. Maybe I forgot that. Let's check. Mm, in the login method we have to change something. I think we have to change this. rs.net. Yes. And if this is available, no, we can read the value. Okay. I think it's clear now. Okay. Let's run this. Let's run this again. Okay, now select operation. I'm entering two. Okay, enter customer details, Bhaskar. Okay, and the password is 12345. That's right. Yes, the login is success. Okay, now let's try with the another thing. Okay, so I'm entering two again. Okay, I'm entering something like Ankit. Okay, see? Okay, create the customer pass. Okay, actually we have to enter the password. Okay, 12345. Okay, so see, the account is not found because Ankit is not available in the table. Okay, Ankit is not registered in our database, so that's why we are getting account not found here. Okay, is it clear? Let's try with the another thing. Okay, two, I'm giving Bhaskar. Okay, but I'm giving something else. Password is something else. Okay, wrong username or password. Okay, we are getting some perfect values, right? Okay, so this is how you can create the login thing. Okay, so boys and girls, is this clear? The login method. And here let's enter customer name and here enter password. Enter customer password. Let's make it clear. Enter customer details to log in. Let's add some proper messages. Okay, and here enter customer details to create new account. Okay, so I'm giving the proper lines. Okay, so now let's try with, okay, let's try with another thing. Okay, so here, okay, I want to register my account. Okay, one. Okay, so enter customer details to create new account. Okay, so now you can enter the customer name. Okay, so what will be the customer name? So customer name will be Amitava. Okay, and create password for Amitava, and the password is 98765. Okay, and the phone number is something like this. Okay, and account balance of Amitava is 6,000. Okay, let's see what will happen. Account is created. Okay, account is created now. Now again, let's try to log in now. Okay, so I'm giving two. Okay, I want to log in as Amitava now. Okay, so Amitava, and we have to give the password 98765. Okay, see, the login is success. Okay, so we are, okay, storing the values, we are registering the account, and we are trying to create login. Okay, actually we have to remove this. See, we are having Bhaskar and Amitava in banking table. Okay, because those two people only registered with us. Okay, isn't it clear? So first let me go with the login method. See? So this is, I mean, here in the login method method na. So in the DAO object I am logging in. So when I am try to log in, so we have to enter username and password. Okay, so first thing I am doing is, okay, I am fetching the details of the customer based on the username he entered. Okay, I am fetching the, okay, user details based on the username he entered. Okay, so we have the complete details. Okay, in the complete details, okay, we need to read, okay, we need to read I mean password. Okay, so after having the result now, so we need to have password. Okay, so we are fetching the password from here. Okay, we are fetching the password screen from here. Okay, so if the user entered password is equal to our password which is coming from the database, if both are equal, then we can, okay, then we can read the employee ID. Okay, so we can return the employee ID. Okay, if not, if the password is not equal to the database password, we can return 0. Okay, so if, okay, the user details is not found, okay, if user details is not found, you can return -1. Okay, you can return -1 because user is not found. Okay, so we can operate the things by using these integers. Okay, now you can come to the main method. In the main method, see, okay, I am reading the customer name and customer password. Okay, first we need to connect the database, so that's why I'm calling DAO.connect. And okay, so I am writing the method name which is a DAO.login. So to this login method we need to pass the username and password, right? So I mean in the previous lines we read the password and username from the user, so I am passing the username and password to the login method. And login method will return some integer, right? So login method will return either employee ID or 0 or -1, right? If login method returns 0, okay, we have to print wrong username or a password. Okay, so why they are returning 0? Because the password is not correct. Okay, so we can check -1 also. If, okay, login method returns -1, that means the account is not found. Okay, so user details is not found, okay, as per the entered name by the user. So we are suggesting him to register. Okay, so if that's not the thing, if, okay, response is not a -1, okay, if response is something else, okay, we can, okay, print login success message. Okay, if we are getting something other response, that means we are getting the employee ID. Okay, so we are getting the perfect employee ID, so that's why we can print login success. Okay, isn't it clear, boys and girls? So silence, what happening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
can I write, can I write the methods like deposit and withdraw now? Okay, if login is success, we can give a options to the user. Okay, so one for deposit and two for withdraw. Okay, we can give a something like that. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so shall we create those things, withdraw and deposit? Okay, so as of now, today I will create withdraw method. Okay, I will create withdraw method. Okay, so you can try with the deposit. Okay, I will create the withdraw na? So you can try with the deposit. Okay, and tomorrow is a lab day na? So in tomorrow's session we can add some regular expressions to manipulate the data. Okay, so username has to enter, okay, so and so things. Okay, so and password must be the 6 or more characters. Okay, we can add those things. Okay, we can add regular expressions in tomorrow's class to handle the data. Okay, as of now I am creating withdraw method only. Okay, so today's task for you, okay, today's task is you have to create deposit method, and we are working on this project for tomorrow also. Okay, we are working on this project because we need to add regular expressions, we need to add something like pin change option. Okay, so we can add all these details. Is that okay? So tomorrow also we are working on this project. Okay, so you can try with the deposit method. Okay, if you are having any issues in creating the deposit method, tomorrow I will explain the deposit method and withdraw method, and we will add some regular expressions. Okay, in tomorrow's class. Okay, but by the end of tomorrow, okay, by the end of tomorrow, you have to create this project for sure. I am very particular about this project. Okay, everyone has to submit the project. Okay, isn't it clear?
Okay, sir.
Yes, Rahul, you are trying
Okay,
to
sir.
say something. Okay. Okay. So if you are having any issues, na, if you are having any issues, please let me know. I will help you for sure. Okay. But you have to complete this. You have to write the code. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to have the doubt session. The errors. We will correct errors in tomorrow's class. Okay, as of now I am explaining withdraw method. So if I explain the withdraw method, I think that will be enough for today, because it is a too hectic to maintain all these things now. Okay, it is too hectic. Okay, so by the end of tomorrow, for sure, I'm very particular about this. By the end of tomorrow, I need GitHub link for this project from everyone. Okay, at least I'm expecting the GitHub link from 20 people. Can I get that? Okay, if you complete the project by the end of tomorrow, Friday we will have a meeting na? So Friday we will have a meeting on the, okay, meeting with the team na? So in that particular meeting I can showcase your work. Okay, so I will select you for the real time project. Yesterday I explained you about the real time project that we are going to do, that we are going to introduce now. So I am going to select them. Okay, I mean, based on the your project. Isn't it clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
I am expecting this
Yes, sir.
particular link at least from the 20 people, including everyone. Okay, so by the end of tomorrow I need these links. Okay, so I will update this particular code in the GitHub, don't worry. Okay, I will write the comments as well. Okay, we have to write the comments, and the comments is a very very important thing. Telling you. Okay, comments are the very very important thing. So you have to write the comments in the code. Okay, I can see the code of different people. Okay, only very very few people, I think only 4 or 5 people are maintaining the code very cleanly. Okay, they are maintaining the code in a proper indentation, and they are maintaining the code with their proper comments and proper variable names and all. Okay, so you have to remember all these things. When you are creating the variables, you have to follow camel case coding. Okay, actually I'm not following camel case coding here. Okay, I'm writing some random stuff. Okay, so when you are creating the c name na, so you have to make sure n should be capital. Okay, you know about the camel case. So please use the camel case, please use the comments, and please use the better indentation for the code. Okay, everybody can write the code, but only good developers can maintain the code in a cool way. Okay, yeah. So now let's create the withdraw method. Let's create withdraw method. So here, okay, we can ask the user. Okay, we can ask the user if the login is success. Okay, login success. We can write something here. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, so here select operation. Login is success. So you can select operation. So press one for, okay, withdraw, and two for deposit. Okay, and we need to print the backslash n for this. Okay, let's try now. Actually we need to give semicolon, I think. Yes, semicolon. Now run this code. Okay, you can see. So if I enter 2, okay, if I gave the credentials of Bhaskar, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, login is success and select operation. Okay, we can ask for the value. Okay, so if user press 1, we have to withdraw the amount. If user press 2, we have to deposit some amount. Okay, now you have to implement the withdraw method. Okay, let's implement the withdraw method. Okay, see. Array Bhagwan, come on. I don't know why my laptop is talking to. Okay, see now. mm, let's create the method for withdraw. I think this is the method closer. See, so here I'm not following any proper indentation. Follow proper indentation. Okay. So this is the proper indentation. This is how you need to write the code. Now you can implement another method, public withdraw. Okay. So we can print something here. Public boolean. No, boolean. Okay, we can return one boolean variable. I mean, so either true or false. If okay, the withdraw is successful, we can check for the. I mean, we can return true. If the amount, if the amount is not enough, or if we got any issues, now we can return false. Okay, so here I'm expecting bool. I mean, I'm returning the boolean value, and the method name is withdraw. Okay, this withdraw method, we can withdraw the amount based on the employee ID. Okay, we can expect employee ID from the user. Okay, because okay, you will have a employee ID if you log in into the system. Now you can have a employee ID if you log in into the system, because here we are returning the employee ID. We are returning the employee ID. Okay, so here we can check for something. Okay, see, so we can write the query to fetch the details of the customer based on the employee. Okay, string query equal to, okay, select star from banking, where employee ID equal to given employee ID equal to EID. Okay, so this is what we are doing. Okay, so now let's create a statement, because we are fetching the data na. So create a statement. So statement is st equal to con dot create statement. Con dot create statement. So we can write the result set, because we are getting, I mean, we are getting the results na. So results rs equal to st dot execute query or execute update. What I have to use, execute query or execute update. What I am doing here, we are fetching the data. So which method we have to use?
Query.
Very.
Execute query. We have to pass the query to the statement. Okay. So this particular method will return. I mean, this thing will, maybe there is a chance of exception. So we have to declare the exception. Okay. And now we are having the result set na rs dot next na. Okay. So if we got a result, okay, if we got a result, okay, so we have to, okay, we have to withdraw some amount. We have to withdraw some amount, and we have to read the amount from the user. So let's declare amount here, int amount. Okay, we have to withdraw some amount na, so we have to check for it. Okay, see, now here we have to read the account balance from the result set. Account balance equal to rs dot get integer. What is the column count of the account balance? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the fifth column, we have a account balance. Okay. So we have to get the account amount. Okay. This is the integer. Okay. Now we have the account balance. Okay. Now you can check if the account balance is greater than the amount. If account balance is greater than amount, okay, what we can do? Okay, we can perform some operations. Okay, account balance minus equal to amount. Account balance minus equal to amount. Okay, we successfully withdraw the amount. Na? We successfully withdraw the amount. Okay, if we withdraw the some amount, okay, we have to update the remaining amount to the, okay, we have to update the remaining amount to the table. Na? We have to update the remaining amount. So here we have to write another query. Okay, we have to write another query to update the value. Okay, we have to write the another query to update the value. Okay, so for example, see, okay, so here Bhaskar has 5,000 rupees in his account. Bhaskar has 5,000 rupees in his account. Okay, I want to make, okay, this 5,000 as a 6,000. I want to create this 5,000 as a 6,000. How to do that? Na? I want to update the value of a column which is already existing. So what is the command to do that? Any guess?
Update.
Yes. Update banking. Okay, update banking. Set account balance equal to, okay, so how much? 7,000. Let me say 7,000. Okay, account balance equal to 7,000. Where where customer ID equal to, where customer ID equal to 1. Where customer ID equal to 1. Okay, now let's see. Update successful. Okay, you can see here, you can see the message, one row is affected and one matched, one changed. Okay, so now let's print the values. Select star from, okay, banking. Okay, let's do this. See, we have 7,000 in Bhaskar account. We successfully updated the value. So we have to update the value based on the this particular query. So you have to write this query, right? You have to write this particular query now. Okay, let's write this query here. Okay, so string query 2 equal to, okay, we have to write the update query. Update, okay, update banking set, okay, set, what is the name? Customer account balance equal to updated balance. Customer account balance equal to updated balance. And where, okay, where, okay, uh, customer id equal to, customer id equal to eid, customer id equal to eid that we are getting from the he, this thing. Okay, we are getting the employee id here, na? So we are getting the ID. Okay, see, so we are updating the value. Now we need to execute this particular query, na? So we are changing the value of this table. We are changing the value of this table. So you can use prepare statement or a, I mean, directly I can use a statement also. Okay, here we are, I mean, I'm not updating any perfect value, na? So I can write statement st2 equal to con dot create statement. Okay, con dot create statement. So here, okay, so I want to get some result set rs2 equal to, okay, so st2 dot execute query of query 2. Okay, if we have a perfect result set, if we have a perfect result set, okay, so I mean that means what we can print. Okay, that means um, the withdrawal is successful. Okay, see, I don't want to print any boolean value. Ma. If I don't want to return any boolean value, I want to return one integer value. Okay, I want to return if, okay, so the update is successful. If the update is successful, I want to return updated account balance. If update is successful, I want to return Okay, updated account balance. Okay, so how to get the account balance from the result set? We can get the account balance na. So int account balance equal to rs dot get int of 5. Get int of 5. Okay, I think account balance is already there in the thing. Updated balance. Updated balance equal to something. Okay, now you can return the updated balance. Return updated balance. Okay, we are returning the value. Else, okay, else we can return 0. Return. Okay, so this is the else for, okay, our this thing. Okay, I can write another if. Okay, I can write another if. That means if the account balance, okay, if the account balance is less than the withdrawable amount. If account balance is the less than the withdrawable amount, that means, okay, that means I have to write something. Okay, else I can return -1. Return -1. See, I'll return -1. Okay, so and we don't need any if statement for this thing, because the values definitely is going to appear. Rs dot next. And let's write this thing in a one particular order. Okay, we are getting the results, and here we have to use the rs2 dot get. We write it in a perfect order. Okay, so we consumed the result. Okay, so here also we are returning the integer in withdraw method. Okay, so let's consume this particular thing in the main method. Okay, so int operation. Okay, operation 2 actually. Operation 2 bs dot next int, because we are reading the value for the selecting of withdrawal or deposit. Okay, so switch statement, switch op2. Okay, if user case 1 na, so we have to, okay, work with the withdraw method. Okay, see, now we have to connect do dot connect. Actually we are already having the dow connect. Now we can directly call the method. Okay, so dow dot withdraw the amount. Okay, dow dot withdraw. So here we can pass the, okay, we can pass the result along with withdrawable amount. We need to read the amount to withdraw. Okay, println enter the amount to withdraw. Enter amount to withdraw. Okay, now we need to read the amount. Int amt equal to bs dot next int. Okay, and we have to pass the amount to this thing. Okay, so withdraw method will return one integer na. Withdraw method will return one integer. Okay, as a response to withdraw method will return one integer. Okay, so again we have to check for the if else here. If result 2 equal to, okay, if result 2, what we are returning here, if result 2 equal to 0 or -1, the same thing. Okay, if result 2 equal to 0, that means the amount is not enough. I think so. Okay, the amount is not enough. Okay, okay, no, we can write something. So if less than or equal to, okay, we can print something went wrong. Okay, system dot out dot println. Here we can print something, some message. Okay, um, something went wrong. Okay, else if we got a perfect value, that means we are getting updated account balance. So we can print the updated account balance here. Updated account balance. Okay, so it is response to. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so first we need to enter an option for the login or withdraw. Oh, sorry, login or register. I want to log in. Okay, now we have to enter the customer details to login. So Bhaskara is the customer details and password is 12345. Okay, see, login is success. So that's why we are getting operation. Okay, now we can withdraw some amount for our account. Okay, see, one, I want to withdraw. So enter amount to withdraw. So I want to withdraw 3000 from my account. Okay, 3000. Yes, we are having some issue here. Okay, so let's check with the issue. Unknown column employee ID in where class. Okay, so by mistake I wrote EID at CID. Actually, we have to write customer ID. Na? The column name is different. Where? Yes. Okay, here we have to write CID, not EID. Okay, clear. Now you can run this. Okay, 2 for login and Bhaskar username and password is 12345. And here login is success. We can withdraw some amount. Yes, we are withdrawing 2000 from my account. And again, execute query is not a. Okay. Yes, we are getting something different here. Okay, so the message is, you know, array, what's happening with my. So actually, we are getting output. Actually, yes. Actually, here we are updating the values, na. We are updating
CID.
the.
Here also you wrote EID.
Yeah, CID is the correct one. We cannot write EID. So this CID is the variable. So this is not the issue because this CID is. I'm reading the CID from here, na. That's not the issue. If you want to, if you are confusing, I can change this. This is not the thing. But we have to understand one thing. So here we are executing the query, na? We are executing the query. Okay. So while executing the query, we are updating some values, right? We are updating some values. But we are getting something different. Okay. So actually we have to use execute update in the place of execute query because we are updating the values, right? So let's change this. Let's change this. Okay. Mm, okay. Execute query. Okay. We cannot use execute query for update the values, right? So that is the mistake. Something like, int result equal to execute update stu2 dot. Okay, we have to update the values, so we have to write execute update. Okay, so in the execute update we have to pass the query. I think we can pass the query. Actually we have to pass the query to, not query. Okay, and we have to rewrite all these things. Just remove all these things. We are just updating the value. Okay. See, actually, and again, yeah. So we are updating the value here, na? We are updating the value of a account balance. But I mean, in the previous code, I'm using the execute query. Execute query is used to retrieve the details, but we are updating the details here, so which is not a possible. So that's why we are getting the error. Okay, so I change it to the execute update now. Okay, I change it to the execute update. Now we can return the response. Okay, so here we will get the response as how many number of columns is okay affected. Okay, otherwise we can return -1. Okay, anyway we are returning the one value. Okay, and coming to the main method. Okay, here we are not printing the account updated account balance. Okay, you have to make sure you are not printing the account updated balance. um, you can say something like withdraw done. Okay, we have to say withdraw done. Okay, that's it. Okay, so we can print the updated amount balance later in the session. Okay, so as of now I want to print withdraw done if withdraw is successful. Okay, so to Bhaskar and 1 2 3 4 5 login is success. Okay, now we can withdraw some amount. Withdraw, and I am withdrawing 2000, and yes, withdraw is done. Okay, you can check the available balance here. Okay, see, actually we are having 7000 in the Bhaskar account, right? So let's check whether update is done or not. Okay, yes, we are getting the 5000 rupees here. Okay, that means withdraw is successful. Okay, so if you want to print, okay, if you want to print, okay, the values, if you want to print the account balance, we need to write another method to get the to retrieve the account values. Okay, to retrieve the account values. Okay, so I think we can do this later in the tomorrow's session, because it is too difficult to understand, I think so. Can I write this now, guys? Can I write the code for printing the updated account balance? That's your
Sir,
wish.
we'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I know it is too difficult to understand all these things. Okay, but it's okay. Okay, so I'll write the comments everywhere in the program. Okay, so let's write the comments and we will update this in the GitHub. Then you can refer the code. We are doing so many things. Okay, so this is the thing for creating new account. Okay, so this is all the code for the creating new account, and this is the code for login into my account. Okay, login into my account. And after login, after login, if login is success, okay, we are giving access to withdraw or deposit. Withdraw deposit. If user press one, if user press one, we have to withdraw amount. Okay, withdraw the amount. Okay, we are withdrawing some amount. And coming to the bank now. So actually here we have to write the comments. Getting account details based on customer ID. Okay, and fetching the account balance from the result set. Okay. If the account balance is greater than uh, withdraw amount withdraw amount we can allow to withdraw. So that's what we are doing here. Okay. And here we are updating the new amount, updating the uh, account balance after withdrawing, after withdraw. Okay. And I think this is enough for this thing. And here we are logging. Okay. So fetching the account details by username. Okay, by username. And here fetching the password from DB. Okay. And here matching the DB password with entered password. Okay. If both passwords are equal, we can, okay, if login success, we can return customer ID. Okay, customer ID. And here we are registering. Okay, I think no need to write anything in the register account. Okay. So here we can write getting connection, getting connection with DB. Okay, so this is the comments I want to write. And here, okay, so this is the customer model to create account. Okay, customer model to create account. Okay, we needed 3 files. Okay, see guys. So first we are registering the account details. Okay, we are registering the account details. Then we are logging the we are performing login session. Okay, so if, okay, so the user entered password is equal to the, okay, our password from the DB. If both are equal, we can print a message like, okay, login is success. So if login is success, I want to return I want to return customer ID. Okay, so that's what I am doing here. So after login, we are allowed to withdraw the amount now. So we are withdrawing the amount here. Okay. So please take care about writing the code and everything. I think I wrote enough comments. Okay. So I'll update this in the GitHub and I will send it to you. And please practice this. If you are having any doubts now, please note down your doubts and you can share your screen tomorrow in the session. Okay. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So we have to push it. Hmm. I think I'm writing the code in the, where I'm writing the code. Okay, I'm writing the code in slot 1 JDBC. Banking project. We're pushing the values. Okay, let's check whether we got the code or not. Yep. Mm, slot 1 JDBC. Where is the slot 1 JDBC? Mm, mm, mm. Okay, employee management for slot 1. Okay, this is the thing. Okay. Banking project. Okay. So let's check whether updated in the this thing or not. Yes, everything is updated. Okay. And I can send you this thing. Guys, this is a bit difficult task. Okay, so this is a bit difficult task. I do understand that. Okay, so you can take 2 days. Okay, today you have a time, you have enough time to practice this, and tomorrow also in the tomorrow's lab. Okay, in the tomorrow's class. Okay, I'm completely going with the doubt session and error clarification. If you are having any errors, okay, I will clarify in the tomorrow session. Okay. Mm, I think this is okay, guys. Please find the link in the WhatsApp and don't leave the session before 2 o'clock, and you know the rules. Okay. So I'm winding up the today's session. If you are having any doubts, okay, please note down the issues. Okay, tomorrow in tomorrow's class, we can have a discussion on those things. Okay, guys, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please hold on the meeting till 2 o'clock. Don't leave the session. If you are having any issues now, you can leave a message in the chat window.